We welcome you to a windy evening in the Sunflower State as Sporting Kansas City 2 look to build momentum off last week's result and usurp Minnesota United FC 2 in the Western Conference standings. Phil Galati with you on MLSNextPro.com and the OneFootball app. Thanks so much for spending your Sunday night with us. For the hosts, it is a flurry of familiar faces under new leadership, with head coach Lee Santret stepping onto the sidelines after a number of years with the U18s in the academy. Meanwhile, for Minnesota United FC 2, they come off a couple results, most recently in Colorado not going their way in the snow. They were on the front foot in most of that match before giving up a spot kick. Let's take a look at the starting 11 for both sides. For the host, the back line remaining unchanged. Pierre Leroux, the Frenchman, slots from a fullback position out to the outside at right back. He can play just about anywhere on that back line, said his head coach Lee Santret. We'll see the verticality he gives them tonight. The midfield three swap with Cello Santret and Shane Donovan sliding back from the front three. That makes room for Taylor Calhera up top, the former UMBC man and MLS Next Pro Best 11 selection with NYC FC 2. Meanwhile, for the visitors, for first-year head coach Fernando Adi, a little bit of a different look. Last week, 4-4-2 on paper. They've changed it up in the middle third, 4-2-3-1. Alpha Kabia stays on the back line, though watch for him to make those line-breaking passes. He has a background as a defensive midfielder. A little bit of a different role as well for Sam Vigilante at right back. In college, he played as a 10, as an 8, sometimes as a winger. So a lot of different players taking on new roles, but Marcus Caldera is the man to watch up top. Opened the season with a hat trick on his professional debut against Austin FC 2. SKC2 on the left side of your screen. On the right side, in the sky blue, are the twos of Minnesota. First meeting in 2026 for both of these sides. Their most recent meeting ended in a 3-1 MNU FC2 victory back on October the 5th. It will be Shane Donovan to start proceedings. His third start of the season, already has his first goal of the year. Rather, there's been a mix-up, and it will be, in fact, the visitors who have the opening kick. Instead, it is Mauricio Gonzalez who gets us underway. We'll see how much time the ball does spend in the air. Two teams that like to go direct. But with the wind, it'll make it difficult, unpredictable once the ball goes skyward. SKC2 is a team that prides itself on building in between the lines, said head coach Lee Santret. That will be battle tested tonight. Most recent result, a win against Colorado Rapids, to last year's Western Conference champions. A perfect shootout, 3-0 in favor of SKC2 to grab their second point of the season. Meanwhile, Minnesota got the ball rolling on the front foot with a 4-2 season opening win against Austin, highlighted by that Marcus Caldera hat trick. Named the player of match week number 1, but has yet to find the back of the net since then. Starting every match and nearly playing every minute on the young campaign. Donovan. Ortiz looking for the switch. There's a lot of space on that far side. If SKC2 can get numbers forward, and they do. Rodriguez wants the give and go, and the pass a little too heavy for him. Misael Rodriguez, a big addition to this side. Previously of the town, 13 goal contributions in 21 appearances, and a playoff goal as well. Came up through the Chicago Fire Academy and has previously played against Sporting Kansas City's senior team in the US Open Cup. Poor giveaway at the back. Those costly mistakes, something that Minnesota United FC2 need to cut out, said head coach Fernando Adi. Last week battling with a well-structured Vancouver side. The result went the way of Whitecaps 2-1. This is a lovely move from the host, and Cello to Santret with an inch-perfect pass into the feet of Misael Rodriguez, who will go it alone and see his effort blocked. Ortiz calls off reinforcements, as to Santret will recycle. Rendell. Just trying to slow things down. Circle back to an earlier point. It's cutting out simple mistakes, MNUFC2. After last week against Whitecaps 2, they gave away a costly penalty. So now building out of the back, they've got to make sure they're connecting the right passes. Here's Chandler onto his right foot, still looking for shooting space. Instead, nearly finding Marcus Caldera. We'll likely see a lot of that as this match goes on. Players trying to make the extra pass, seeing if they can open up a little bit more space in behind. As that ball is totally taken by the wind. You can see the flags whipping behind the players here at Children's Mercy Victory Field. Just have to put that extra 10-20% on the ball to really drive it when you're switching the point of attack. Excellent opportunity to do just that here. Punched away. Wasn't claimed cleanly by Jacob Molinaro through contact. Has now maybe a chance in behind. And instead, smart goalkeeping from the 17-year-old Keen Perkins on his second professional start. It was Tega Ikoba trying to sniff out half a chance. Ikoba starting in that center forward role, but a lot of attacking-minded players across this SKC2 roster. As the match goes on, you may see Taylor Calhera drift centrally as well. Shane Donovan is checking back for it now. And we'll play Pierre Leroux, taking a much deeper role than we saw from him last year. 2 assists for Donovan and 27 appearances with SKC2 in 2025. But a player that wants to be in front of goal, said his head coach Lee to Santret. So if he gets a chance from inside 25 yards, he may just take it himself. Well within his right to do so already with a goal on the year. Young. Not going to be pressured, as MNUFC2 do like to utilize the high press, but they'll do so intermittently, conserving energy, keeping the defenders of the opposition guessing. A false sense of security, if you will, for SKC2 on the ball. They may think they have time, but in the span of a few minutes, it may be whisked away from them. without warning. Donovan for Young. Phil Galati with you, MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. With a win, SKC2 can jump above MNU FC2 in the Western Conference. Still very early stages of the season. What is a chilly evening from Children's Mercy Victory Field. Caldera. The near side with Chandler. Time to work this one in. Difficult header, still alive, and then fired over the bar from 18 yards. First promising chance for the visitors. It's a very difficult volley to take on the back foot like that. Looked like Darius Randall, who was going up for the header and just mistimed it. Leroux. Forced long, and there's that pressure from MNU FC2, winning it back above midfield. Chandler winning the throw-in. Right in front of Lee Toussaint. His first year as the head coach of SKC2, and looks like the referee, Edson Carvajal, will give him a verbal warning. Coach Toussaint serving as the head coach of the Sporting Kansas City Academy U18 since the 2023-24 season. Previously played indoor soccer in Kansas City back in the late 90s with the Attack. Also served as the captain of the United States futsal team. Toussaint late to the challenge. And no yellow card. Looked like Kieran Chandler was starting a promising attack, but didn't have numbers around him. Chandler, who played his college ball with UConn, a Connecticut native, was a consistent starter for the Twos last year, his debut season in MLS Next Pro. It will be Luciano Pacoda to send this one in. Stands the delivery up, and again, the weather playing a part. Takes all the spin and the power off that ball. Was floated into the box rather than whipped in. Ferris, push and go. Clever check two by Randall. First touch let him down. Now Donovan. Ortiz with the poise just to pull it back for a moment. SKC2 staying very compact on the ball. With 20-mile-per-hour winds rather than go wide and try and stretch things to keep numbers together. Want to connect in between the lines. Donovan finds Ortiz cleverly with the Trivella ball into the path of Calhera, trying to pull it back, and in the way is Kieran Chandler for the first corner kick of the evening. I mentioned the winds at 20 miles per hour. The weather app says they're gusting as high as 33. So the corner kick will prove very interesting indeed. Looks like Johan Ortiz will send it in on the left foot. In swing delivery. Hit well to the back post. Waiting underneath it was Mitch Ferguson, who will collect the rebound. Contested call, and it'll be another corner. Referee keeping a watchful eye on the 6-yard box. Very crowded right in front of the goal mouth for Keen Perkins. It'll be a shallow delivery, driven in toward Perkins. It goes over him, and the whistle sounds for a foul. Anytime you see a goalkeeper go down in the box, the referee will always sound the whistle if there's any sort of contact. Taylor Calhera pleading his case, but still, with so many players in the 6-yard box like that, there's bound to be some pushing and shoving. Molinaro trying to organize things at the back for the hosts. 19-year-old Kansas native was battling for that #1 spot last year. It is firmly his in 2026. Man who joined the club's academy back in 2019 with the U13s. A number of first-team preseasons under his belt. The word for him this year, for his head coach Lita Santret, is consistency in the decision-making and the ball playing, which for a modern goalkeeper is part and parcel of the game. #1s aren't judged just for their shot stopping now. It's being the first point of attack. How quickly they can find the right option and start plays the other direction. So keep a keen eye on number 91 in purple. If SKC2 are to go quickly, it'll start with him. Vigilante looking for Caldera. Does well to keep it. And now Pacoda can advance forward, inviting Kabia into the fray. Alpha Kabia returning to a defensive midfielder role. He's played on the back line for most of this year. Driven cross brought down in front by Young, who blocks the follow-up from Sam Vigilante. Sam Vigilante, another player who's taking on a new role this year. Spent time in college as a winger, as an attacking player with Princeton, helping the Tigers to their second consecutive tournament win in the Ivy League. Scored the opening goal of the championship match. You can see he's still got that attacking presence in the final third when he gets his chances. No chance for a shot that time for MNUFC2. Kabia all the way back. Likes to play those forward line-breaking passes, but he's been asked to step in as a center half for this year. Said head coach Fernando Adi. Adaptability is the name of the game for Minnesota. Players willing to put the team first expand their game, learn new roles, fill in gaps where the team needs in order to find success. Lakota for Kabia. Look at the space afforded on the near side to Chandler. Goes short. This is Ferris pulling it back, still loose in front. First shot deflected, second one sliced airborne. Lovely bit of skill by Gonzalez, trying to turn at the byline, and it goes out of play for another corner kick. The official checking account partner of Sporting Kansas City and the official jersey front partner of SKC2, Central Bank. Now a very different formation off the corner kick for the visitors. A clump just inside the line at the top of the 18. See the movement and the chaos it creates in the box, allowing Marcus Caldera to find some space. I think the wind may have taken that out for a throw. Caldera still in the hunt for his first goal since the opening match week. Blanked the last 2 games. Leads the twos in scoring with 3 in 2026. Referee sounds the whistle again and admonishes the Minnesota technical area. Rather, it may have been to the 2 players in front of it. Tega Ikoba battling with Anderson Ferris. Minnesota with some numbers here. The pass a little bit behind Gonzalez on the far side, keeping it alive. Awkward one to deal with for Calhera, and appeals for handball. They were few and fleeting. Looked like Calhera got his left shoulder to it. Did make a motion toward the ball, but the referee had a great line of sight and doesn't sound the whistle. Ortiz. Clever to put that one along the ground. Rodriguez on the far side. Trying to put a move on. Instead, 2 defenders force him to play back. Anytime Misael Rodriguez gets a little bit of daylight like that, wants to go one-on-one at his defender, that is where problems will arise for Minnesota. Both players go down. Referee says nothing in it. Nate Young doing just enough to keep it with the hosts. Another ball spray to the far side. Not a convincing first touch. Visitors able to deal with it for a moment. Donovan in a foot race. That came off of Leroux last. Good win by Rodriguez. Here's Ikoba now. Tega Ikoba from range. We'll see that deflected harmlessly toward the byline. But the visitors having just a little bit of trouble finding their shape, their composure, playing out of the back. SKC2 will send more numbers forward in response. And right on cue, they win it back. But it's a careless pass to the feet of Caldera. Minnesota racing numbers forward. Excellent sliding challenge, but the danger not clear. And the visitors capitalize. Minnesota opened the scoring on the road. The quick counter started by Marcus Caldera. Looked like the danger was nearly clear, but in the end, Darius Randall does well to adjust his run, cushioning it with the inside of his left foot. As KC2 were doing so well getting numbers forward, putting the pressure on, they shoot themselves in the foot here.
I don't know where he is.
At this level with this talent of players, a giveaway like that at midfield without numbers will prove costly. Darius Randall, the 18-year-old, gets his second of the season. He had 3 in 16 appearances last year for the Twos. Make that 2 for 2 in 2026. Already hunting for more Darius Randall.
Totally lost 17.
From Monrovia, Liberia. Previously of the U17 MNUFC Academy team. Signed as a homegrown player back in May of last year. The youngest player to make a first team appearance for the Loons. And then the youngest to score a goal in that same match, etching his name into club history at 17 years, 255 days. How's that for a debut? Blue Cross Blue Shield Kansas City is the official healthcare insurance partner of Sporting Kansas City. Eclipsing the halfway point of the first 45 minutes. MNUFC 2 on the board. As there's a poor sliding challenge from behind, and Kieran Chandler will pick up the first caution of the evening. It was Taylor Calhera pushing for the immediate equalizer. It's certainly a yellow card-worthy challenge for Kieran Chandler. He's played every minute this season, but will have to be careful if he wants to play the rest in this match. So now a meeting of the minds to decide who gets the honor. Difficult angle. The distance is one that any free kick taker would like. It looks to be inside 25 yards, but off center like this, it will take a lot of pace, a lot of curl to beat Keen Perkins. It'll be Ortiz to strike and into the wall, which does its job. Didn't get the height he wanted on it. Back for Calhera. 3 defenders around him. Didn't get the help he needed as now Caldera goes down, winning the free kick the other direction. Watch the approach. It's almost at a right angle from Ortiz. You can see the side spin he gets on it, but he doesn't manage to lift his foot across the face of the ball to get it upwards. Went for the whip, and it had the power as well, but from that sort of range, you have to get the top spin on it, or else it's not going to be able to bend around the wall. Chandler surveying the scene. cross for Dang. Dang making his second start of the campaign. Much welcome re-addition to the back line. Austin native, played his college ball with UVA and Lipscomb. Another player with the mind for goal. Had 6 goals in the 2024 campaign, which is the most by a defender in all of NCAA Division I soccer that season. Chandler worked toward the back post and appeals for handball again. This time much more fervently from Minnesota, who pay no mind. He'll try to work it right back in. Instead out for another corner kick. It's good play from the visitors. There were appeals for the handball, but rather than lament a chance that went begging, they immediately put the pressure right back on. As, oh no, Pierre Leroux has gone down. Frenchman citing an issue with his boot. Well, corner kicks do seem to be a hot button issue in the modern game. How much contact is allowed before the ball goes into play? If you read the IFAB laws of the game, the answer is not a lot. More jostling for the ball. This one to the near post. Almost brought down. Difficult to pluck that one out of the air with the back to goal. Since the goal, MNUFC 2 have really started to stretch their legs on the ball a bit. You can see how much more space they're taking up. A little bit more confidence from their players as Caldera tried to invite the pressure, but coughed up possession. Nate Young told to drive, will do so cautiously. Young, just 17 years of age, joining the academy 2 years ago after moving from Evansville, Illinois. Randell, the goal scorer, picks the pocket of his defender. Caldera one more time. Gonzalez through traffic, but off target. And again, it is another quick Minnesota counter. Marcus Caldera might have a shot there. So too did Nate Young. That's why he backed off. Went to go cut off the angle. It gave Mauricio Gonzalez the time to pick his spot. Went for power over placement. Sun beginning to set, providing a picturesque setting for this first half. SKC2 looking to respond. Their best chance was the free kick about 5 minutes ago from Johan Ortiz. The hosts having more trouble playing in between the lines. Randell winning it again. Continues his run forward. Caldera finally with some breathing room to turn. He's under hit that ball. Falls right back to Kenyo Mitchell. For Randell. Chandler now. Great ball movement from the visitors. Kabia nearly finding the inch-perfect pass. 3 defenders between him and Kenyo Mitchell. Great work on the far side. And Donovan to win it back. And again, SKC2, as soon as they win the ball, so excited to go forward. It's just a bit rushed in transition. Players not getting the time to find their shape, forcing passes into space when it's not on just yet. Just that half second more of patience is all that is needed for the hosts to get right back into this game. Ferris. He'll try and drive one toward Caldera. Great touch, and another one in kind by Darius Randall. Looking to use his speed with Leroux on the back foot. The Frenchman's lost. The cross to the back post is just about dealt with. Zane Wantland was there. Deflected back towards goal and was very nearly a second for the twos. Clever from Randall, sees the defender backpedaling. Chandler makes the underlapping run. Plays a driven cross to the back post towards Marcus Caldera. And it was his touch that starts the move. You see him dropping back into midfield. Every first touch he has is an unselfish one with his back toward goal. Turning provider rather than poacher for most of this first half. Shallow delivery, sent back in the direction of Marcus Caldera, beaten to it by Nate Young. But that sort of unselfish play that we've seen in this first half, rather, from Marcus Caldera is exactly what head coach Fernando Adi wants out of him. He told us earlier this week he's a goal scorer through and through. Likes the ball to feet. He wants to shoot from distance. But Coach Adi told him, can you set up your teammates? Can you draw defenders out of position? Give your teammates the ball and then get yourself into the box rather than trying from range, getting your teammates a chance to give you better service, better options inside the 18-yard box. That's exactly what we've seen from him. As soon as Caldera lays it off, he's racing into the box, looking for those crosses. As a second caution comes out of the pocketbook, and it will be for, I believe, Alpha Kabia. Player still down for SKC2. It was Johan Ortiz, and in fact it was Nick Dang who went into the challenge with that left elbow up above his shoulder plane. That's the sort of designation the referee is looking for. Is a player going into the challenge dangerously with his elbows extended, rather. Pardon me. Difficult to defend those 50-50 challenges in the air. Even harder to talk about it. Johan Ortiz will have to come off the field as per the on-field treatment rule. Any sort of suspected upper body injury is an immediate stoppage per the laws of the game. Anytime a player stays on the field for an extended period of time with the trainers, with them, they will have to spend at least 1 minute off the field. It's a law that was created in MLS Next Pro and just a few weeks ago adopted by IFAB and will become part of the global laws of the game, including for the 2026 World Cup. And that not the only rule that MLS Next Pro has pioneered, the time substitution rule. Players have 10 seconds to get off the pitch once a change is announced. It has greatly increased the amount of time the ball is in play, greatly decreased the amount of unnecessary stoppages. That another rule adopted by the international laws of the game. This league pioneering the sport in many different ways, as Johan Ortiz will be brought off the field permanently. The man who led the team in assists last year, the first substitution for Carter Dirksen, who will take his spot. This is an interesting look for SKC2 with Dirksen coming into the fray, more of an attacking-minded player than Johan Ortiz. That's exactly what his head coach, Linta Santret, said. His more natural position, Carter Dirksen, is as an 8, wants to make runs, be dynamic. But a couple times this season, he has played more as a 6-role holding midfielder, taking control of the pocket in midfield. Coach Santret said Dirksen has done exactly that, whatever his coach asks of him, and excelled at it. Though now with Cello Santret in the heart of midfield, Dirksen can get a little more forward. He has to get back first, though, as going forward is Michel. Oh, that's a scary collision. Again, any sort of upper body injury is an immediate stoppage. Taylor Calhera went down right away. Both players fighting for it, and goodness gracious. There's no intent in that from Anderson Ferris, who was dueling with him. Both players looking at the ball, not going into it dangerously. And the priority right now is Taylor Calhera's safety. 38 goals, 10 assists, and 69 appearances across his professional career before joining SKC2. MLS Next Pro Best 11 in 2024, NYCFC2. And it will be another change for the hosts, as Taylor Calhera will go through all the necessary protocols to make sure he's all right. So 2 early substitutions here for SKC2. Kashan Hines will take his spot. 17-year-old has appeared in every match this season, all of them off the bench except one. So only 3 substitutions available in the second half. Although, if one is credited as a concussion substitution, SKC2 can be awarded one more. Compass Minerals is the official plant nutrition and salt provider of Sporting Kansas City and Sporting Club Network. And a quick correction, as In fact, back in 2021, MLS added 2 additional substitutions for players suspected of a concussion. So SKC2 may have up to 5 more substitutions remaining. Though there are only 4 more substitutes listed on the bench, and one of them is a goalkeeper. Gael Quintero, one of them, had a goal last year for the club. Big contributor on the offensive front for them, moving the ball, setting up his teammates. And Coach Sanchez has called the 4th official over, who has in turn called the center official, Edson Carvajal. And it was, in fact, a chat about the concussion substitutions. So Taylor Calhera has come back on. He's cleared concussion protocol with the medical staff. We're the only ones authorized to release him. Kashawn Hines is back on the bench. Well, it's a game that's been around for centuries. Thousands of games played across the world every day, and yet every time you watch, there is always something new. Michel, Randall into the box, onto his right and looking for the second, firing it into traffic. And again, Pierre Leroux giving Darius Randall a lot of space. Just took a little bit too much time, allowed Chelo Sanchez to close him down. Another player goes down in the box, and the referee sounds the whistle immediately. Zane Wantland goes down under the contact, which we saw from the last corner kick. In the first minute of the 5 at a minimum from additional time, and somebody may have said something the referee takes exception to. He's warning Alpha Kabia, who is not on a yellow card, but may just have his final warning. And so now, another instance of the concussion protocol into play, as Carter Dirksen, who was brought on for Johan Ortiz, is brought back off for Johan Ortiz. So we have seen 4 substitutions in the first half, and for those counting at home, we have officially had no substitutions. What a crazy game. Promising opportunity now from the free kick. Luciano Pacoda will swing it in. After a standout career with The Ohio State, trying to make his mark in MLS Next Pro. It's a great delivery and an awkward one to reach at in the air. Looked like Sam Vigilante going up for it. Molinaro able to fall on top of it without qualms. That poked right into the path of Pierre Leroux, who was beaten for speed by Kenyon Mitchell. The winger tracking all the way back. Blazing fast speed on the near side. Lovely passing in behind. Ikoba at the byline, has to square it, and went back toward his own goal off of Luciano Pacoda. Trying to cut it away, nearly scoring the equalizer. This was him at the other end putting a good ball in, and there is contact there as Vigilante went down, didn't appeal for a penalty. And that's the clever chip ball from Johan Ortiz, making an immediate impact, coming back into the game after he was cleared. Joaquin Perkins is able to fall on top of it. Great feed from Calhera. That was just enough. Not much long now until halftime. Very strong challenge, as there is no lack of physicality in this match. Again, just the 2 yellow cards, both shown to the visitors. One last heave forward towards Wantland. And nobody around Nick Dang, who calmly settles it and waits for the halftime whistle. It is Darius Randall, the lone name on the score sheet in the 23rd minute, to put Minnesota up over Sporting Kansas City 2 at the break. Coming up at halftime, a Ted Lasso star visits Chicago Fire 2. We check in with former Tacoma star Georgie Manungu. Halftime starts after this timeout.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Welcome back. Let's get to know the continuing journey of former Tacoma Defiance star Georgie Manungu in this incredible story.
Manungu, numbers for Seattle, looking to put this one to bed. Manungu! This one's in bed, and Georgie Manungu puts it there.
Manungu again running at Yaboa, again stepping over, byline. Manungu!
Georgie Manungu is as unpredictable as any player I've seen play for Seattle in MLS history.
Come from a Christian family, you know. My mom raised me with love and a lot of smile, and like she gave me like all like good education, like always happy whatever is coming, you know. So like I feel like me, I can play without joy, you know. As soon as I play like with no joy, I'm not happy, and I'm trying to, you know, to enjoy what I'm doing and like always be like normal, natural, you know. So that's me, you know, smile, you know, that's the thing.
For a long time, nobody in Seattle knew the name Georgie Manungu. But in a small village near the western edge of Ivory Coast, the game was already shaping him.
There was no rule, there was no restriction. We play like 9v1, you know, you have the ball and you have to, like 9 defenders against you, and then you have to dribble all of them to go score, you know. That's how I grew up.
He played in the street, sometimes with a ball made of plastic bags. There were no coaches, no tactics, just a game, and a joy that never left him.
It was fun. We played like on the street, you know, the ball wasn't like a real ball. It was a very good time, you know. I enjoyed those times, and every time I go back home, I have to play against my friend, yeah.
When he came to the US, he still had a lot to learn. He studied tape, asked questions, learned where to be and why.
Before training, I went in their office because I didn't really know like about the positioning, the tactical stuff, you know, but they helped me every time. They helped me grow. Like I saw like how I improve a lot, you know, and my level like goes to the next level, you know, because they've been there since the first that they saw the potential in me, and they decided to help me. They really did the job, you know. So I really appreciate that, and like that's why I'm in the MLS level now, yeah.
Early in 2023, he was close to signing with the Sounders' first team. Then, without warning, his life changed drastically.
Like I did a great preseason, even score. Like I was so good in preseason, and we came back, you know, training, and then stuff like that happened. You know, it was like all my world like goes down. Like I didn't really know, like, was like, bro, what's really going on? I'm about to live my dream, and then like this stuff happened, you know. But like, you know, I'm a son of God. Whatever happened, you know, is God will decide, you know. And I decided to fight and not let this thing affect me, you know. The doctor was saying like, no, maybe it's not possible that you might play one day, but I was like, no, I'm gonna fight through. I'm gonna play even if I have one eye. I'm gonna be the best. Everybody's gonna say, oh, this kid has one eye, but he's even better than those who has 2 eyes. And that's my mindset now, you know. No matter where I go, no matter how defender is good, or like I'm gonna go through and then I'm gonna play. I'm gonna be the best winger in this league, and that's my mindset. That's how I get to the first team.
Then, another blow. His father passed away.
My family didn't want me like to be, they know that this thing affects me, you know, and they didn't want me to go back to my country, and then like I'll be so much affected that when I came back, you know, my game will not be the same, you know. And at that moment, I just signed with the first team, so that was the moment to help the team. So I talked to my mom. She was like, Georgie, I know you want to come, but for me, I think like the good thing for you to do is to stay and help your team, you know. And I know your dad will tell me, if he was there, he would say the same thing, you know, because my dad like will never want me to leave training or something like that to just go do other thing, you know, because he's been helping me a lot since I used to be a kid to just keep training and stuff like that, you know. So like I listened to my family, and then I decided to stay and then play for my dad. And then after, at the end of the year, I went back to see everything, and yeah, that wasn't easy, you know, playing with knowing that your dad passed away, away, and you can't even go over there, like just seeing for last one time, you know, it's very tough. But I decided to play for the team because I love the team, and yeah, that's the more important thing. I have a lot of people here supporting me, so that was huge.
Right towards the spot. That one's side goal. Touched in by Maningo.
Ball come on me, I just put it in, you know. And in that moment, I was thinking about my dad, you know, because my dad passed away the day before. So the coach even asked me, Georgie, are you sure like you can play? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play. So, you know, scoring that goal, and then like I was crying even at the end, you know, or everybody come to support me, but that was a good moment for me. And I even, you know, put my hand on sky, you know, to say, yeah, Dad, I know you over there, but, you know, like I'm playing for you now. And that was a good moment, you know, and thanks God for everything, you know, and that was one of the best moments of my life, yeah.
He's proven he belongs. Now, he wants more.
I'm always fighting, but my goal is like, you know, to be the best in my position, try to score goal, assist, and try to help the team win trophy, you know. We never know like how it's gonna end, you know, but everybody's dream is to play like, you know, maybe one day in Europe, Champions League, something like that, you know. You never know, that's my dream too, you know, but now I want to help the team, you know, the same way the team helped me too.
He's not just here for himself. His journey is a message.
Whatever you want in your life, go find it, go get it. Because if you don't do it, maybe in the future, one day you're gonna regret it, and then you'll be like, oh yeah, maybe I could, maybe no. In my mind, there is no maybe. Either I find a way to do that, or either like I create myself a way to do that. So that's my mindset.
What an incredible story. 1-0 after the break between Minnesota and Sporting Kansas City 2. It's not an act. One of your favorite Ted Lasso actors did make an appearance in a camp, and he could play. We tracked him down to talk about his experience with the Chicago Fire.
Hola, hola, this is Cristo Fernandez, and we're here at the new facilities in Chicago Fire. Very happy and grateful to be here. I know I've been doing more acting and filmmaking these last couple of years. I would have never imagined how life was gonna turn for me. Never imagined that with my new dreams of film and acting, football, soccer was gonna be the thing that was gonna open them for me. I say this because I've always missed football, soccer. That's my first love. The level is very intense, young upcoming players, so lots of potential in this club. I can say that this is world-class level. I played professionally back home in Guadalajara. We didn't have this level of world-class facilities. I think the club is doing something great for both the city, the team, the players. It's a dream come true for anyone to be here, so for me it's also a dream come true to be here now, and I am grateful for the opportunity. What has surprised me is the level of the team. I've seen both the first team, the second team, the players, they're doing something great. And what surprised me as well is the quality of the people, very nice people. And that also says a lot about the club, and I think that's very important. It's been really nice getting back to the field, training, and really giving my best and believing I still can play this professionally, and we'll see where the dream takes us. But it's been really nice.
Welcome back. 1-0 through 45 minutes, but plenty more soccer on the way. Not only the rest of this evening, but also looking forward to the next week. We take a look first at the scores. Crown Legacy with a 3-0 win over Inter Miami 2. They also just won against Atlanta United 2, staying 4 for 4 in 2026. Meanwhile, in the Heck is Plausible derby, Crew 2 with a 2-0 win over Cincinnati 2. As for the upcoming schedule, later tonight, Timbers 2 take on Ventura County FC in a heavy hitter showdown in the Western Conference on MLSNextPro.com and the OneFootball app. Next weekend wraps up with a historic rivalry, Reds 2, Red Bulls New York 2 at 7 o'clock Eastern Sunday night. Let's take a look at the first half highlights. 1-0 through 45 minutes, a back and forth affair. both teams vie for the control in the middle third of the park. This was the counter-attack. You can see Darius Randall racing ahead at the bottom of your screen. It was nearly cleared away by Shane Donovan, but instead, Randall able to reset his feet, and the 18-year-old has 2 goals in 2 matches. He nearly had a hockey assist here as Marcus Caldera moves it along to Kenyon Mitchell. Guides it wide to the far post. Rather, it was Mauricio Gonzalez on that left-footed attempt. It was all Darius Randall on this near side, earning his defender, then playing Chandler on the underlapping run. Just able to be dealt with in the end. As we take a look at the stats, 5 corners for Minnesota. We saw a couple of them called back for fouls, but still some promising deliveries, especially on a very windy afternoon. Possession right down the middle. SKC2 have the ability to rally back into this match, and there is plenty of soccer left to go with 45 minutes on the other side of the break. See you soon.
Can't rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions, trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next. Just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud. Don't worry about what next. Just know we got now. Oh yes, man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next. Just know we got now.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro.
Welcome back. Almost time for the second half to get underway. SKC2 against Minnesota United FC2. After 45 minutes of play, it is the lone goal from Darius Randall that separates the two sides in their first meeting of 2026. Randall, the 4th homegrown player in club history, and the youngest to score for the Loons in Major League Soccer. So in this second half, with possession just about down the middle, it'll be interesting to see how things change for SKC2. If you're just joining us, there were 2 players brought off the field for concussion protocol, then back onto the field, that being Johan Ortiz and Taylor Calhara. Those are 2 names to watch for in the final third for the hosts. There are a couple changes as well at the break. Carter Dirksen, who replaced Taylor Calhara, will come back onto the field, this time in a permanent manner after the concussion protocol. And Dirksen does like to play those line-breaking passes, said his head coach Lisa Santret. So that may add a little bit of verticality going forward for this side. But when SKC2 go vertical, that's when they were susceptible to the counter. That's how the goal happened. They started in midfield with Marcus Caldera. Poor pass out of the back from the host, fell right to him. Played to the far side, then it was Shane Donovan who traditionally plays on the front line, instead in midfield today as part of that middle three in the center of the park. He slid to clear it, he got a touch on it, but still fell to the feet of Darius Randell, who did the rest. If you're just joining us, the hosts, Sporting Kansas City 2, on the right side of your screen. In the Navy hoops, the twos of Minnesota United FC 2 on the left side of your screen in the sky blue. Philip Galati with you for MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. Johan Ortiz will get the ball rolling. His confirmation of those changes. Jack Franca, the hometown kid, will come into the match for Mitch Ferguson at the back line. Carter Dirksen again reintroduced in the place of Taylor Calhera up top. And then the lone change for the visitors sees Maxwell Harwood onto the field in place of Mauricio Gonzalez. Gonzalez had that left-footed try in the first half that really could have made it 2-0. Was only 12 yards away, but aimed for the upper 90 and got it wide of the far post. Mitchell gets the 1-2. Excellent one-touch play from the visitors, and the stand-up cross is taken by the wind. If you missed the first half, the wind consistently sitting around 20 miles an hour. The gusts have exceeded upwards of 30. UFC 2 bringing numbers forward. It's much like the Vancouver game for them last week. They lost 2-1 after conceding a penalty right before halftime. But in the second half, they brought much more pressure, and from then, they were on the front foot, said head coach Fernando Adi. They managed to get one back, but in the end, only one. Now when this continued pressure, SKC2 has to weather the storm. 100-meter dash on the far side. Randell turns the corner, keeps it in bounds, looking for Caldera, and it's poked away. Young. Now with the foul rather than the goal kick, SKC2 get to be a little more vertical, find their shape, reset a bit rather than be immediately under pressure. Chalo to Santret checking back for it. He is the real anchor point of this midfield, has been since 2023. Signed the first team contract this year as a homegrown after joining the academy in 2021, moving all the way from Baltimore. Three goals for him. Played in every match, nearly played every minute. Pacoda unselfish, but not on the same wavelength. Darius Randell. Caldera waiting in the box. You see a heightened bit of organization now among the SKC2 back line. Excellent win by Wantland. Uses his body well, just gets the inside lane and forces Vigilante to bowl him over. An interesting look to this SKC2 backline as Pierre Leroux, who started this match at right back, now at right center back. As head coach Lee Tosanchet mentioned, he can play just about anywhere. We saw the verticality that he gave this side in the first half. Now we'll have to be a little bit more hesitant going forward and hold things down defensively. Pacoda from way out goes way over. See how much this changes in the second half, in and around the 18-yard box. MNUFC2 keen to make the extra pass, but with only a 1-goal advantage, players may try their luck more often than not. Watland, nice move, still going. Zane Watland, just 18 years of age, a Missouri native. Joined the academy alongside Carter Dirksen with the U12s. And foul one on the far side. Played too quickly for the referee's liking. Haven't seen a lot of SKC2 from the set pieces. They had 2 corners early in the first half. Neither of them amounted to definitive chances. Keem Perkins, a 17-year-old Minneapolis native, still yet to be tested in the net for the visitors. Stood up toward Tigai Kobot. Sailed over his head. SKC2 were starting to get better passes in the final third. Now forced back. Visitors keen to switch the point of attack, staying much wider on the ball than the hosts. Watland again, trying to get it clear, and that's a poor pass, right to the feet of Kabia. Mandela stayed wide, looking for a second. Pushing to the left foot, cutting back in front. Watland was there, so too was Young. Line still not clear. Every time SKC2 tries to clear, it goes right to a sky blue shirt. Caldera goes down. The referee had a good look at it, and instead whistles in favor of the hosts. That was a big challenge. Take another look at it. This is the problem for SKC2. They cannot get their lines clear. Just trying to get rid of it any way they can. Leroux hitting it straight up. And then there's the challenge, and you can understand the appeals for a penalty kick there. Nate Young challenging Marcus Caldera. Caldera winning the ball and going down. Still just 1-0 for now. The final whistle has just sounded in the Sunshine State Showdown. Orlando City B come from behind to win the extra point against Inter Miami 2 after a 4-4 final score in regulation, including a defender going in goal for the PK shootout for Miami. Always surprises with this league. Any team on any night can do just about anything. And of course, the soccer not yet done, as Timbers 2 kick off against Ventura County at 10 p.m. Eastern on MLSNextPro.com and the OneFootball app. Central Bank is the official checking account partner of Sporting Kansas City and the official jersey front partner of SKC2. Seems like Sam Vigilante has a trebuchet up his sleeve, and that he does. All the way forward. Can't be offside from a throw, as Caldera was lurking at the byline. Cabilla dispossessed cleanly. Instead intercepts the pass right back. And again, SKC2, after a nice foray forward, unable to cross midfield. Randall squares it for Caldera. The pass maybe a half step in front of him. Santret with a good win. Ortiz nodding right down for Donovan, whose roulette is foiled. Now Ferris. Vigilante. Michel still going on his left foot and dragging it wide. Wanted to whip around the ball, get it back to her goal, and just drove straight through it. That's such a difficult skill when you're running parallel to the 18-yard box. To try and turn your body all the way around and get the side spin necessary on the ball. Rodriguez. Searching ball towards Tega Ikoba. Doing the work all by himself, and in the end, too much pressure from the Minnesota back line. And again, we see the wind become a factor. It looked like the secondary run behind Ikoba was on, but the ball just losing all its momentum once it went airborne. Seems to have quieted a little bit, but still very much a factor. Now a chance for the host to get numbers forward in the press. Ikoba. It's Perkins under duress. Santret had it back. Ortiz gives it away. Got a good win on the far side. Immediately sent into the box for Misael Rodriguez, who shoves over his mark. Just lacking that little bit of poise on the ball for SKC2. They win the ball back, they immediately want to go straight at Minnesota when they're all out of sorts in their defensive shape, but end up carelessly giving the ball away. A switch of the point of the attack before it was on, or a 5-10-yard pass that's hurried before it can meet the mark, as the goalie, well out of his area, is Jacob Molinaro. You can see the effect the wind has on that ball, pushing it backwards. Now Ortiz tried to go it alone, and the host might have numbers here to Chantret. That's a really well-played ball. Misael Rodriguez flip-flaps to the inside, goes over, and free kick. Misael Rodriguez from Cello to Chantret right into his stride, and it just quickly drops the shoulder, turns inside, and you can see with 5 shirts around him, he doesn't have an option, so he invites the contact. It speaks to his skill. The 23-year-old has a number of professional seasons under his belt. If the pass isn't on, do enough to draw the foul, and that he does. Johan Ortiz had a free kick in the first half that went into the wall. This one is a little farther out, which as a free kick taker is not necessarily a bad thing. Go for a little more power. Time for the ball to whip around the wall. It is instead Rodriguez. Almost dipped back down underneath the crossbar. In the end, high by about a yard. And again, the run up at a right angle. He gets the side spin he wants, but from that point of attack, it is so challenging to get the dip required on that ball to come back down. The pace was there, the side spin was there, but the top spin was not. That is what makes becoming an elite free kick taker so difficult and so coveted for top teams. So clever from Ortiz. And a perfect sliding challenge to stop it from Max Harwood, the substitute. Just when it looks like SKC2 are gonna get their chance on the counter, they're forced back once again. Sent it by Chandler. First to it is Young. Dirksen as well. And away by Franca.
That's the same thing. Come on, you guys just be equal to both teams.
Ortiz. Ball won cleanly by Alpha Kabia. Options either side. Trivella pass into the feet of Caldera, whose stinging shot comes off the outstretched leg of Nate Young. That has been the battle to watch all evening long. Nate Young has had Marcus Caldera's number. The forward thought he had just a bit of daylight there. Closed down so quickly by the 17-year-old. Young, formerly a center back for the U17s alongside Ian James, who was a MLS Next Pro standout before signing with Sporting Kansas City's first team. Promising delivery, more shouts for handball. Far from the first time tonight we've heard those. MNUFC2 with suffocating pressure. Again, winning the ball back in the final third. Moved along for Vigilante. Cruyff turn, Trivella pass. The skills on full display, but is there an end product? Chandler on the left. Touchdown right in front. It was Nick Dang who ran out of time. And after 50-50 possession in half number one, in this second half, it is a completely different story. It's been all Minnesota. Randell probing again. The ball is overhit. We'll take another look at the appeals for handball, and no, never. It may have come off the arm of the defender in front. I believe Carter Dirksen, but he had his arms right by his side. He cannot possibly make himself any smaller. Tege Koba replaced up top by Kashan Hines. Will come back onto the field after getting a few minutes replacing Johan Ortiz in the first half when Ortiz was under concussion protocol. Price Chopper is the official grocer partner of Sporting Kansas City.
That's it, Marco. Get to the ball now. Get to the ball.
20 minutes into the second half, Philip Galati with you for MLSNextPro.com and the OneFootball app. Both teams coming into tonight looking to make some moves up the Western Conference standings. SKC2 can leapfrog MNUFC2 with 2 or more points. Whistle sounds in favor of the visitors, and immediately Fernando Adi asking for a card on the near touchline. Minnesota, 17 shots compared to SKC2's 4. It is one-way traffic, but the hosts only need a half chance, a bounce going this way rather than that way, and it's a level contest once again. They'll have to defend this chance first, though. Headed in front by Marcus Caldera. From that sort of distance, expect him maybe to head that back across. And went to be selfish, and it wasn't a bad effort in the end. Caldera applying the pressure, forcing Young to play it out of touch. Oh, that's a miscue, and in behind is Kashan Hines, bearing down on goal. Hines on the left foot, stopped by an incredible save, courtesy of King Perkins. Well, that's exactly the half chance we were talking about. It's a misplayed ball from Nick Dang. Hines going it alone, and that right foot touch there takes away his angle a little bit, wants that favored left foot, but closes down his own angle. Tries to go for power. Keen Perkins does well to stand guard at the near post, not be fooled. Really good save from the teenager, who claims the corner through contact and the foul. Vigilante. Oh, nobody's picked up Mitchell. Deflected once again. Kenyo Mitchell with another chance in front of goal. The former LD Alajuelense man was a CONCACAF Central American Cup winner with the club. The Costa Rica native wins yet another corner kick as Samways goes over this time. Rather, it's Zane Wantland. And the referee's gonna have a chat. We saw a lot of this in the first half. There's the movement from the visitors, and it doesn't fool Jacob Molinaro. You see that sometimes from coaches on set pieces, and set piece coaching is something that has gotten more and more attention in recent years. More teams hiring specialists, spending more time on the training ground, drawing up plays. Where the players for MNUFC 2 will all line up in a column and all have a predetermined run, darting in every direction, and it makes them very difficult to mark for SKC2. But it also requires a pinpoint delivery. You don't know who's going to be free. So the best option for the host is just to have their goalkeeper get big, swat it out of the air, which he did. Won by Mitchell. His pass is careless though. Immediately wins it right back. Excellent work rate from the visitors before Caldera's pass is off the mark. The intensity on full display for MNUFC 2. We had a chance to ask head coach Fernando Adi what's one word to describe this team this year, and he said intense. We want players running after the ball when they lose it, immediately putting pressure on the back line. That allows them to be on the front foot, control the tempo of the match. They've done just that tonight. Promising chance for the hosts. Kashan Hines lost his footing. He wanted the foul. Ball was behind the run. But Minnesota showing some cracks in their formation with so many numbers forward, winning the ball again and again and again. If SKC2 can go direct at pace, be consistent with their passing, they can find their way back into this contest. Here's Vigilante. A lot of hang time on that one. Molinaro didn't get it. And right in front, it's off the line by Nate Young. Well, the weather once again playing a factor. Not often you see a goalkeeper of Molinaro's caliber making a mess of it. Tough backpedaling like that. Put right back in front. I don't think Marcus Caldera was expecting a chance like that. Whistle sounds not only for the foul, but for some further admonishment from the referee. 2 yellow cards thus far, both to MNUFC 2. Leroux. Watland. Allowed to go forward. Still with Zane Watland. Does so well to move the ball into the final third. Rodriguez, low cross. First to it, Nick Dang. To Shantrat now, winning the 50-50. This is exactly what the hosts are looking for. Winning the ball not once but twice. They can pick up those 50-50 challenges in the middle of the field. That's when they're going to get it back and get the momentum back. When MNUFC 2 want to go direct like that and force that long Route 1 pass in behind, that's when SKC2 can settle things a bit, find their shape, find their rhythm. See Chantret tracking back, everybody else staying forward, encouraging those long passes, and that's when MNUFC 2 can close the gaps. Pierre Leroux. Or giveaway in midfield. First opportunity blocked. Now Ortiz can spring the counter. Wantland looking for options. Returning to sender. It was Misael Rodriguez, in fact, on the give and go, who wins the throw-in. First a double change for Coach Lee to Santret. Tomiwa Adewumi, 17-year-old SKC Academy product, will enter for Zane Wantland. We just saw him making a great impact on the near side as Gael Quintero, who was a consistent starter last year, brought on for Johan Ortiz. Issa Saidi as well entering the match for Kenyel Mitchell for MNUFC 2. So a lot of attacking changes into the last quarter of an hour. It is still Darius Randall with the goal that separates these two sides. Leroux. Donovan does well to recover. It should be SKC2 ball, it is. Much different look from the opening 20 minutes of the second half for the hosts. Seeing more of the ball. Going back and forth, weathering the storm. Starting to get forward and drive at players. Rodriguez beats 3 defenders all on his own. Great first touch from Quintero. Split ball into the path of Hines, who goes over. No appeal for the foul. It was the best sequence we've seen from the hosts in a while, and a chance for another here. Great ball into the feet of Adewumi. Flag stays down, and he'll shove over Nick Dang, but no foul called, as Dang will make sure it gets clear this time. SKC2 have sprung to life. Still on the hunt for their first win of the campaign. Straight up from Dirksen. Still battling for it. Shantret with a powerful header to the feet of Dirksen. Beautiful ball. In behind is Hines once again. Doesn't connect as sweetly as he was hoping. Kashan Hines with the 2 best chances far and away for the hosts. Look at the ball through again from Dirksen, weighted wonderfully. And Hines just catching it with his heel a bit as he goes to strike it, the ball behind his plant foot. Not nearly as much power as that first shot we saw from him on the counter a little while ago. Quintero, Dirksen, Hines, onside, at the byline. Quick passing, cut away. He saw the pushing and shoving before the ball was even thrown in. St. Luke's is the official healthcare partner of Sporting Kansas City. SKC2 now in total control of the pendulum, swinging back and forth as the momentum goes to and fro in the final 10 minutes here. Deflected cross in, awkward one to deal with. It comes off the shin pad of Jack Franca and over the goal for a corner kick. looked like Molinaro was ready to call for it, but second-guessed himself at the end. You can see on the scoreboard, 17 shots to 5. Minnesota over Kansas City. Another drawn-up play from the corner kick. Driven to the top of the 6, allowed to bounce in front. Rendell denied his second. The wind puts it right back in the mixer. To the back post this time. Dang on the volley. It's not a bad effort from the center half. Looked like a striker lining up for that one. But another good block. And another corner kick. Nick Dang was formerly the top defender, goal scorer in college soccer. Showing flashes of that tonight as it's a different look now from the corner kick. Everyone queuing up at the back post, and that's where the ball goes, and it's saved by Molinaro. Good decision from the goalkeeper to stay on his line. See him backtracking. It may have come off a defender last. He was more than ready for it. As KC2 right the other way. Hines. Dirksen. Couldn't reach Rodriguez. In fact, it did. Referee says it came off him last. Lee Tushentret vehemently disagrees. Another change for Fernando Adi as Timothy Dennis will enter the contest in place of Nick Dang. Dennis making his first appearance of the season after 28 minutes last year, the Academy product. And he's immediately into the fray. Excellent Trivella ball. Darius Randall on the run. His shot blocked once again. Plenty of shots allowed by this Kansas City backline, but the vast majority of them have been blocked. They've managed to recover well and defend these corner kicks. With the win, Minnesota will move up to 5 in the Western Conference. Looking for the insurance goal and nearly getting it. Molinaro. Not the sweetest of catches. Bouncing off the back of Vigilante. It has been a corner kick clinic by Minnesota. They've gone to the near post, the far post, floated, driven, in swinging, out swinging. Shallow, deep delivery, all sorts of methods and modifications, but no goals yet from the set piece. Danced on the line. Rodriguez keeping it in touch. Misael Rodriguez to the byline. Excellently stopped by Sam Vigilante. Is a forward in college for the Princeton Tigers, but that is a defender sliding challenge. One of a number of players adapting to a new position this year in the professional ranks. That sort of resilience is exactly what head coach Fernando Adi wants to see out of his side this year. Saying that, quote, we've come a long way since the preseason and a long way still to go, but every week getting a little bit better, that intensity getting a little bit better. Players more and more of an impact. On their way to the second win of the season if they can hang on. Headed back down for Quintero, deflected to the top of the 18. Rodriguez on the volley, nearly stealing the headlines. really difficult chance on the back foot. Quintero, not the greatest contact, and then Rodriguez off of his hip and then fires with the right foot, turning all the way around, generates some real torque on the ball. It's so difficult, barely got a look at goal. Had to do the guesswork of where to place it. It wasn't a million miles away in the end. Vigilante allowed to stroll into the 18-yard box, set back and settled by Quintero. Kashawn Hines. The 6th minute now. The last 15-20 minutes or so have been the best of the match by far for SKC2, but is it too little too late? Leroux. Center back well out of position now. Host will have to keep the ball. Quintero screaming for it, and he's onside. The pass just under hit. Again, another really good move on the counter. Pierre Leroux comes all the way to the near side and opens up space in midfield. Quintero screaming for it. He's onside. That ball just needs to be hit a little bit harder. You can see the lane that Carter Dirksen was looking for. As a free kick is won by Misael Rodriguez just outside the 18. Donovan immediately wants to stand over it. 2 assists for the youngster last year. Former captain of the SKC U17s in the GA Cup and MLS Next playoffs the year before last. Represented the club all the way from the U15 to U17, U18, U19, and now SKC2. High line from the visitors. Donovan drives it to the back post, punched away by the goalkeeper, who hasn't recovered yet, and Rodriguez goes over. No whistle. Minnesota spring the counter. 3 versus 1. Marcus Caldera is onside, racing away to seal it, and misses the far post by a fraction. And that surely would have been the dagger. Marcus Caldera, after opening the season with a hat trick, still looking for his 4th of the season. He's miles onside, gets the separation. The goalkeeper closes him down. Molinaro does very well to take away the angle, but still a forward of his caliber. You back him to find that finish 10 times out of 10. That will make him that much more hungry to find the back of the net. Rodriguez has space to cut inside. Whips in the cross, headed back in front. Donovan trying to turn, no way through. Maybe needed just to lay that off. Young is up from the back to continue the pressure. Player goes over in midfield. Young goes in on the challenge, and Leroux wins the bouncing ball. Pierre Leroux still going, and brought down cleanly. He has to recover, though. The defender is well out of position. Minnesota can counter, and look at the space afforded on the near side. It bounces beyond Issa Saidi. Kansas City can now get numbers back. It's another counter that the visitors could have and maybe should have punished the hosts for. '90th minute. Eyes will slowly start to leer at the 4th official to see how much time is added on. Fernando Adi is barking for the substitution, and there's good reason for it. It is Nosa Osagi who is waiting to enter the match. And now he will get his chance, and a real treat for all of us here as we get to witness a bit of history. At 14 years and 352 days, Nosa Osagi makes his professional debut as the youngest ever to do so for MNUFC 2. Less than 2 weeks before his 15th birthday. What an incredible early present that is for the young man. It speaks to the development of this league, the academy players, the pathway to pro. How many hundreds of players, well over 200 in the last few years, signing professional contracts from the academy. Hines, another shining example of that, trying to get the equalizer as his cross is poked along. Even Osagi's head coach, Fernando Adi, spoke to the talent level at the youth ranks. And from Nigeria, started playing in the US with, back in 2014 rather, 2 MLS Cups under his belt as a player. He says ever since then, the level getting better and better, the academy's getting stronger and stronger. More players, more resources, more opportunities. And more guys chasing their dreams. Truly something special to be a part of, he said. Minnesota trying to mark the history-making night with a win. They're 2 minutes away. Molinaro, work to do. Dirksen has to head it along. Hines does well to shrug off his defender. Referee waves advantage. 4-on-2 opportunity. Excellent sliding challenge. Quintero wins it right back. Goes over. Free kick. It's another pass that is off by the finest of margins. Otherwise, SKC2 are in behind. Electric play. How about Kashawn Hines with the physicality, the 17-year-old? And then wide open on the far side was Gael Quintero, denied by sliding Luciano Pacoda, who gives away the free kick. And a chance to force a shootout here. Misael Rodriguez will go for goal and nearly finds it. Bending toward the top right corner, and again, it's the dip that betrays him. Not enough topspin in the end. This one ricocheting off the roof of the net. As Keem Perkins will take all of the time he possibly can. Maybe one more chance for the host. They've got to get it forward. Sent long. Player goes down, still alive and sent away. SKC2 won a penalty for Dogso. They've got the ball right back in. Rodriguez forward for Tashantred, who bowls over his mark and is furious at the decision. And that is full time. Minnesota hold on. Their second win of the season since the season opener against SKC2. by a lone goal from Darius Randall. Tonight's man of the match is in fact number 17, Darius Randall of MNUFC 2, and is presented by Adidas. The goal that broke the deadlock, MNUFC 2 knocking on the door. The move starting with Marcus Caldera, play to the far side, and then a touch on it from Shane Donovan wasn't enough to get rid of the danger. Darius Randall, his second start for MNUFC 2 this year, and his second goal, just one shy of his tally in 2025 for the 18-year-old Liberian. That will do it from Children's Mercy Victory Park. 1-0 the final score, Minnesota over Kansas City. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Philip Galati. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. Good night.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.